Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second semi-final of the Mushroom Kingdom Championship 2018. Today 9 of the proud enemy obstacle nations have to compete for the last 3 slots in the finals. Today the Monty Molds, the Goombas, the Spike Tops, the Chain Chomps, the Dry Bones, the Boos, the Munchers, the Wigglers and the Piranha Plants will present their idea to you. And in the end, you wonderful ladies and gentlemen watching this will have to decide which 3 out of these 9 starters get a chance to win the Mushroom Kingdom title of 2018 and which 6 starters have to watch the finals from home. So you ready? Let's do this. The Monty Molds are the first to present their idea today. I sadly missed the general rehearsal for the second semifinal, so I have no idea what they're about to show us, but my commentator Cheep Cheeps says that they're going to show us 2 boss fights in one. So this idea starts with a small loading sequence. Mario has to wait here while the stage does its thing and then the action starts. This Monty Mole carries a dangerous cannon contraption on his head. Mario's job here is to survive until the timer runs out and grants him the exit key. That's cool, but I don't know, I've seen boss fights like this hundreds of times before. I'm not sure if this is enough for the oh wait, the idea isn't over. Mario waits again for the stage to do its thing. Interesting. This time the mole carries a completely different contraption on its head. I see, the moles present us a randomized boss fight. How cool is that? Our plumber now needs to once again survive until the timer expires, but this time the fight is different. That's definitely cool for a roguelike stage. The reason why the fight is randomized is super simple. There is a clown car randomizer hidden at the top. This one either triggers this bomb or the other one, which either drops the one boss layout onto our poor mole's head or the other. Cool. Next up are the Goombas. The Goombas have never been even close to participating in a final before. Let's see what they got in store for us this year. They built a small Pong-like minigame. Mario juggles a big Goomba on his head here. There is a bullet blaster to Mario's right, which constantly shoots spiked shells into the playfield. Mario now has to bounce this shell back by jumping at the right time. If he's able to bounce the shell back, he scores a point. If he isn't, however, then the team Bullet Blaster scores. The winner is whoever scores 3 points first. So if the team Bullet Blaster is able to get 3 shells through first, then they win, which makes the floor disappear and throws Mario into a lethal situation. If team Mario scores 3 points first, however, then a P-switch becomes triggered and the exit door opens up. Hooray! The Spinies are next. My commentator Cheep Cheeps says that they present us an idea that is only doable with Spinies, but we won't see a Spiny at all. Sounds interesting. So here Mario finds himself on the middle of an airship stage. But wait, what's going on with the swamp? This swamp magically moves towards the right here. Mario is even able to spin jump on top of this swamp. After a while the swamp first accelerates and then he even starts to float. That's amazing! But what has this to do with Spinies? Oh, they're using the Spiny float glitch. If a Spiny has a solid object stacked onto its head and walks on the side of conveyor belts, then the object that's on top of the Spiny suddenly is below it, but still linked to the Spiny's position. So this is the reason why the swamp magically started to move. Interesting. And now it's time for the winners of the Mushroom Kingdom Championship 2016. It's time for the Chain Chomps. The Chain Chomps prepared a small memory game for us. Okay, so here a Chain Chomp jumps on top of a couple of note blocks and then Mario has to climb a vine and finds himself in front of a couple of note blocks too. There is a P-switch. Okay, I see. The only way that the exit door opens up here is if Mario jumps onto the exact same note blocks as the Chain Chomp did before. So back to the start. This time Mario remembers exactly onto which note blocks this Chain Chomp jumped, and then he has the chance to jump onto the exact same note blocks. So if everything worked out, then the exit door should open up after a couple of seconds. Yep, hooray! The reason why this works is because the note blocks build a P-switch bridge for a Koopa at the bottom. That's an interesting idea, but I don't know how you ladies and gentlemen are feeling. The execution feels kind of lazy to me. I'm skeptical that this will convince the voters at home. So the Dry Bones. My cheat sheet says that their idea has a simple theme. YOGO, which is short for you only ground pound once. Okay, that sounds interesting. Let's check it out. So the Dry Bones built a small ground pound minigame. Mario's job here is to ground pound on top of the dry bone on tracks, because if a dry bone on tracks gets ground pounded, he drops down. The dry bones use this here to trigger a POW block, which opens the exit once Mario ground pounded the dry bone. The twist in this design is that Mario only has a single chance to land his ground pound here, because the second time he tries to ground pound, the ceiling collapses and munchers drop onto his head. Awesome. So how does all of this work? Well, there are several systems at work at once. The POW block is triggered once a dry bone hits this question block. The first time Mario ground pounds, this note block is able to release its content. This leads to a small chain reaction which activates this note block. But this note block is only able to release its content once it is on screen, which is the next time Mario ground pounds. This activates a P-switch and destroys the floor. Wow, that's a really sophisticated design. The dry bones really try hard this year. The Boost prepared a simple boss fight against the Magic Koopa for us. They used the fact that they are the only Mario Maker object capable of carrying enemies that has no collision detection. Here the floor cycles up and down, while the evil Magic Koopa constantly attacks our heroic plumber. If Mario wants to survive this dangerous room, then he has to time his jumps really careful. The real danger to Mario's health here aren't the Magic Koopa's bullets, but the dangerous floor. But Mario manages to survive here nonetheless. Hooray! The reason why the floor cycles around here is surprisingly simple. There are spinies on top of conveyor belts down there. The boosts don't collide with the conveyor belts, which makes such a setup possible. Okay, so next are the munchers. So they present us an idea that... give me a second, I need to check my commentator cheat sheet. My cheat sheet says that I should shut up here. I really should watch the general rehearsal next year, so anyways, from our ongoing series, what is the most complicated way to trigger a piece which the munchers proudly present? A solution. That was beautiful. So now there are only 2 more starters left before it is time for you wonderful ladies and gentlemen to vote. The Wigglers present us a relaxing and peaceful underwater idea. This design is super chill. All that Mario has to do here is to peacefully swim alongside the Wigglers. That's really nice of the Wigglers. They present an idea that isn't lethal, but actually relaxing for Mario. How nice. Wait a moment, there is a dangerous spike wall. Oh my god, the Wigglers force Mario to swim straight into the ouching spikes. Mario needs to do something. Oh, ouch. Okay, so if Mario actually wants to survive this, he needs to find a way to escape this illusion of a perfect world. He needs to anger some Wigglers so that they leave their swimming formation, and Mario is actually able to escape. But angry Wigglers underwater aren't so easy to dodge, and Mario needs to be quick here, before the Wigglers swim him into the spikes again. But this life, Mario manages to escape. Hooray! Okay, so last but certainly not least are the Piranha Plants. They scrapped the idea they prepared after they saw the first semifinal, because the first semifinal actually inspired them to do something that hasn't been done before. Something really amazing. They found a way to activate pipes by triggering a P-switch. So this scene here looks really boring and peaceful at first glance. There are only a couple of pipes and a couple of P-switches on tracks. But this idea is actually super dangerous, because if Mario triggers a P-switch here, then all pipes suddenly start to spawn Piranha Plants at once, which makes reaching the exit door almost impossible. Wow, that's awesome. So if Mario wants to escape this idea, he needs to be super careful not to trigger a P-switch, because then all the pipes stay deactivated. So how does all of this work? Well, it's actually surprisingly simple. There are thwomps at the beginning, which are set up to globally do not overflow the ELB for exactly 100 once loaded in. If the ELB is filled, then pipes can't spawn any items. The twist here is that there are coins hidden behind the thwomps. So if a P-switch is triggered, these shiny coins suddenly transform into deadly coins and force the thwomps to leave the game. This immediately frees the ELB for 100, which means that all pipes are suddenly able to spawn Piranha Plants. Wow, that's a really strong idea to finish today's competition. Because now, ladies and gentlemen, Now, it's time to vote. So only 3 out of our 9 starters are able to reach the grand final. Every one of you watching this has exactly 3 votes. Just put the names of your 3 favorite starters into a comment, starting with an exclamation mark. Voting will be up for about a week. I'll use the search function to find out which 3 enemies got the most votes. Just be careful to use the correct spelling when voting. The correct voting names are currently on screen, and they are in the description, and they're pinned in the comment section alongside an example vote. The grand final will take place in about 2 weeks, but there may be another small non-championship related video before the finals. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and maybe you feel like you just totally watched the most important tournament currently taking place and want to hit the subscribe button as well. I hope that you have a wonderful day and to see you soon. Goodbye!